We hear about it in every major news cycle. The DOJ has opened an investigation. The DOJ is suing a tech giant. But if you ask the average person what the U.S. Department of Justice actually does, you'll usually get a vague answer about catching bad guys. The truth is much more massive. With a budget of over $35 billion and more than 115,000 employees, the DOJ is a law firm, a police force, and a civil rights watchdog all rolled into one. Today, we're going behind the scenes of Maine Justice to see how the gears of American justice actually turn. First, let's clear up a misconception. The DOJ isn't just one big office of lawyers. It is an umbrella for some of the most famous agencies on Earth. You have the FBI for domestic intelligence, the DEA for the global drug trade, and the U.S. Marshals, who protect judges and hunt fugitives. Beyond the agencies, you have 93 U.S. attorneys stationed across the country. They are the boots on the ground, prosecutors bringing federal charges in your local courts. At the top is the Attorney General, who must balance being a cabinet member with maintaining a wall of independence from the White House. When we think DOJ, we think handcuffs. That's the criminal division. But a huge portion of their work is actually civil. The Civil Rights Division investigates police misconduct and fights voter suppression. The Antitrust Division keeps the economy competitive by taking on tech giants and stopping illegal monopolies. They even have an Environment Division to sue companies that violate the Clean Air Act. Essentially, the DOJ doesn't just put people in jail, it sues corporations to change how they behave. The Department of Justice, or DOJ, is a crucial U.S. federal executive department responsible for enforcing federal laws and administering justice. Led by the Attorney General, the DOJ comprises over 40 components and more than 115,000 employees, all working to uphold the rule of law. Its mission is clear: to ensure national safety, protect civil rights, and maintain the integrity of the American legal system. The independence of the DOJ is a significant and often debated issue, central to its ability to function impartially. This is the most controversial part of the DOJ. Under the Constitution, the President oversees the executive branch, which includes the DOJ. However, since the Watergate scandal, a norm has existed that the DOJ should remain independent. If a president could tell the DOJ who to arrest, the rule of law would collapse. This is why we have special counsels for sensitive cases to provide an extra layer of independence when the stakes are highest. Concerns about politicization, particularly presidential influence over investigations, persist, making safeguarding independence a continuous challenge. The DOJ's history dates back to the 1789 Judiciary Act, with its formal establishment in 1870 to centralize law enforcement. Post-Watergate reforms aimed to insulate the DOJ from political interference, including policies limiting White House communications on specific investigations. While a proposal to make the DOJ a truly independent agency failed, subsequent administrations implemented rules to prevent improper influence. Special counsels operate with some independence, but remain subject to DOJ regulations and the Attorney General's authority, balancing autonomy with oversight. The American Bar Association has voiced concerns about using federal prosecutorial power for partisan ends, highlighting the need for vigilance. Ultimately, the independence of the DOJ hinges on established norms and practices since Watergate, balancing presidential oversight with impartiality. Continuous vigilance and adherence to these norms are crucial for preventing political interference and maintaining public trust in our justice system. The Department of Justice, or DOJ, is a vital executive branch agency of the U.S. federal government dedicated to upholding the rule of law. It enforces federal laws, ensures public safety, and acts as counsel for U.S. citizens in legal matters. The DOJ protects against criminals, safeguards consumers, and enforces laws related to drugs, immigration, and naturalization. Established in 1870, the DOJ's functions date back to 1789 with the Attorney General's office. The act to establish the Department of Justice expanded the Attorney General's responsibilities, including supervising U.S. attorneys and prosecuting federal crimes. Its immediate function was to preserve civil rights, fighting against domestic terrorist groups opposing the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. The DOJ's mission is to uphold the rule of law, keep the country safe, and protect civil rights, guided by independence, impartiality, honesty, and integrity. Under the Attorney General, the DOJ comprises over 40 organizations and more than 115,000 employees, headquartered in Washington, D.C. Key components include the FBI, U.S. Marshals Service, DEA, and divisions like criminal, civil rights, and national security. The DOJ investigates and prosecutes federal offenses, establishes national criminal justice policies, and supports state and local law enforcement. They also manage federal prisons, uphold civil rights, and represent the U.S. in legal matters, including fair competition and environmental laws. Significant cases like Operation Lost Trust and Abscam highlight the DOJ's commitment to fighting corruption and ensuring justice. In fiscal year 2024, the Department of Justice spent $44 billion, accounting for 0.6% of all federal spending, reflecting its extensive operations. So, what is the DOJ? They're the shield against terrorism, the sword against monopolies, and the guardian of your civil rights. While no agency is perfect, they are the engine that ensures the rule of law isn't just a phrase, but a reality. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more deep dives into how our government works, let me know in the comments.